This is Colin. I'm here today with the Digits Club. We're going to look at some crypto gaming projects together, all of us. We'll go over some crypto gaming, some Launchpads, the crypto market in general. I have the chat open. They can ask questions. If you want to join in live with us next time, click the link in the description below and join the Digits Club, where we have awesome, cool conversations, and you can follow us. All right, perfect. Bitcoin sitting about 44.5K. So it's definitely been keeping that bullish pattern where we can see that specific test right here and then that decline. But now basically as of yesterday, 2 days ago-ish, a linear upward trend quite aggressively, right? So 45K, 46K is definitely where a lot of resistance is at. But definitely good to see that there's a recovery. Do zoom out though, and you can see that we still have a long way to go. So we have met this point twice earlier, almost 3 times earlier, and there was no recovery, right? So the recovery definitely has to be probably more around the 50K mark before we can actually talk about a reversal, and that's still quite far away, right? The good thing is, however, Ethereum also following that same pattern, basically, right? Definitely very similar. All right, when we go a little bit down, we look at IOTax, should be somewhere here. Gala is still a little bit down compared to everything else that's rallying. So it's number 58 right now, still good. Loopring basically had a huge pump, 60% this week. Cadena up by 11%. That's important for the Hypercent launch. IOTax pump 25%. Good market. The mainnet update of IOTax, and then in addition to that, had obviously the IOTax pad launch of their actual launchpad. Alrighty, let's take some suggestions. We'll start with the Imposters mint for Superfarm. So when we go to the actual super token, you can see it's up, but basically just due to the market conditions, right? It's not up significantly compared to where it came from. So this is basically where the Superfarm announcement was made in regards to them accessing or giving the opportunity for people to mint with super, but they got a lot of FUD, right? That period was here. So I think I bought in somewhere here. I sold here, quite good. I sold the minute the announcement came in because the announcement wasn't good news and it crashed, as it should have. Then there hasn't been any imminent recovery. It also was announced that you can either allocate in Superfarm or in Ethereum. There's no discount for contributing in Superfarm. So before they said the whitelist is only super, but that has been removed. You can now also do Ethereum. So I assume most people will go with Ethereum, which I think makes more sense, right? So Superfarm, the price, unless confirmed otherwise in an official statement, the unofficial statement right now is that you can contribute with Ethereum. So I think that should be on the FAQ as well. So the price is to be announced. Can I buy in Ethereum? Yes, you can purchase with Ethereum or Ethereum Super token. So see, Ethereum is probably the go-to for most people. I hope that answers your question. It basically means that there will be relatively little to no impact on the super price, because I assume most people will go for Ethereum as they have that in their wallet by default. Let's have a look at Altura. Okay, Altura is next. Hello, there we go. Quite the pump, I believe. Yep. So coming from about 5 cents at the bottom, 7.1, so good recovery, but obviously nowhere near the point where it came from, 14 cents this year, and basically the all-time high of about 43 cents. After the crypto gaming bull run here, it was actually quite good of a swing trade option, but normally you see relevant peaks. Altura has been pretty quiet, although the volume is also low, right? Relative, they have no major centralized exchanges except for Gate. And all in all, it's not really looking that bullish for now. Does it always go in the right direction after an actual bullish pattern? Yes. So that will definitely have to take into consideration that Altura basically follows the regular market trend. Unless there's any major announcements, it might push more, but definitely it will do well, right? It's one of the more established marketplaces so far, but it's not comparable to OpenSea. It's on the Binance Smart Chain. It's launching a lot of C, D level projects, right? So no A, B quality projects. Okay, wondering about selling Altura. Bought at 66 cents. What did you buy at 66 cents? Altura? I don't think that's possible. It never went higher than 43 cents. But yeah, choices to be made, definitely. Okay, let's move to Hypercent. So Hypercent is still finishing up their IDO. I have contributed $1,500, as was my allocation. What's important to know is that the Kadena blockchain uses the KDEX exchange. So the KDEX exchange is actually the DEX, sorry, the KDEX, or let me write Kadena DEX. Yeah, KDEX, like that. It's not actually live yet. So whenever the token becomes available, the Hypercent token, you would actually need to wait for the KDEX DEX on the Kadena blockchain to go live. Hypercent is right here for the swapping. So they're going live with, I think, 6 or 8 tokens on KDEX. But that will be, I believe, somewhere in April, right? So you would definitely have to take that into consideration, that is part of the process. What will be a natural flow? So you cannot dump the tokens immediately. You will hold them for a bit. Will I sell them? No, probably. I like the team. I like what they're doing. I'll probably hold on. I think the Kadena blockchain has a lot of potential, and I will probably hold this long term. It's vested in like 4 months, so 25% per month, which basically means that it's quite accessible anyway to get the tokens quite quickly. But $1,500 allocation should give you like a good allocation per project, because there's no Launchpad on Kadena, so they have basically the first picks, and therefore there's also not a lot of competition. So I don't think a lot of investors will join Hypercent, because you cannot really switch to another Launchpad because there are none, right? They have the first mover advantage, and that opportunity, I think, will yield us by getting in this early while the Kadena blockchain has been doing really well. And when I say really well, it's definitely in the top 100 coins, right? Half my screen is blocked, so bear with me while I try to find it. I just need to move some of these recording things around. I think it's somewhere like 38, 58, something like this. I have like a colorish logo, or here we go, 79. So when we look at the year-to-date chart, you can definitely see the downward trend coming from $12. But look at this, basically. Obviously, like most blockchains, it takes a while to get traction and get the proof of concept, but $24 at the all-time high. Huge volume as well. You can definitely see that because it's traded on Binance, KeyCoin. It has the major exchanges. So as long as this ecosystem is being expanded, you can see from the market cap valuations as well that there has been a good opportunity here to be the next big blockchain in terms of what they offer, right? One of the great things I think that Hypercent does is make the platform gas free, because like literally it costs like 1,000th component of a cent to do a transaction, and then Hypercent just pays that. So basically the user is gas free because they don't pay anything. So yeah, quite bullish on Hypercent. It's obviously a little bit riskier because it's a new launchpad, and we would have to see how things play out with Kadena as well. So two-sided dilemma. Ultra. Ultra hasn't really gone up by much the last days. They usually follow the market quite well. Yeah, I already looked at Ultra this morning. It's not, indeed not doing that much on the last 7 days, but it's also one of the most stable tokens, right? So if you look across the last 3 months, there's some volatility, of course, right? But it has recovered ever since, and it's keeping quite stable. So yes, there are no big pumps right now, but the market cap is also really high, right? So I wouldn't expect too much in the short term from Ultra. Ultra will, I think, do quite well when other projects are doing well. Obviously, the way they function, right? They are very much dependent on other projects also doing well. And it's still, well, I wouldn't say still quite new. I mean, this is the website of such a huge, they're still like building it out, right? Which is something to take into consideration. So obviously hype is there, but this is not really a hype style project. It's more of a longevity style project. Qubit. Which one? Project Quantum? Website is fire. All right. Project Quantum. Okay, some kind of post-apocalyptic game. Get loot, get out, get paid. Okay. Well, at least they have a Docs team, which is good. Let's have a look at this trailer. Holy fuck, that's loud. Currently in development. Okay. Customize your character, collect NFT equipment. Hunter be hunted, so it's basically a shooter. Yeah, things I don't like is when it's in development at so early stage as they have. Maybe in this video they have like a little bit more gameplay on what they're actually doing, or they're just talking about, yeah, they're not showing any actual gameplay yet. Just okay, here is this their actual game? Because basically it looks like some kind of Counter-Strike model, and I'm not really too fond of these games usually. They're quite fun, right? But the competition is so fierce. They already have a token, they already have a marketplace, but they have no working game. And in that case, it just kind of cash grabby. Fully diluted market cap of 110 million for something that is not developed, and a volume at the same time of 46K. Nobody's interested in it. There's only on PancakeSwap as well. Yeah, look at this. Definitely slow run up. Then probably on the game releases, but it's been out for a long time. So yeah, although the artwork looks cool, I'm just not really that much interested in these style of games because I think the space is just way too competitive. Right, and this, if you launch a coin with this many decimals, right, so you have a huge fucking supply, somebody at the tokenomics department fucked up, right? They must have done that for a specific reason. But obviously I didn't take time to review the entire game in detail whatsoever, but it does look like quite a simplistic game, like kind of Halo Counter-Strike hybrid. And that's just extremely competitive because the fact is they're not Counter-Strike and they're not Halo. There's just some random crypto game with, I assume, barely any following, or at least investors, because the volume is just not there, which is unfortunate. I mean, they rank number 5,000 almost in terms of crypto projects. But it makes sense because they're only available on PancakeSwap as well. Maybe it is more like a passion project kind of thing. I have a dilemma regarding Launchpads. If you want another topic today, I posted this in Discord as well. All right, Piers, let's go to Discord. Let's have a look. So we're going to go to Launchpads, and there's a whole discussion going. Gonna get an opinion. I'm in 4 pads. Anypad, Firestarter, Communitas, Parajet. People can actually not see my screen right now because it is secret. It is very secret. Obviously, it's pointless to sell Anypad or Flame right now, both maxed out. I'm considering dumping 1 million comp to increase my position in Paragen from Ape. Huge allocations. Interesting. So you got Communities and we got Paragen. And now the question is, where do we go? What do we choose? All right, let's have a quick look-see. Machi just texted me. He confused the dates, but it's all good because we continue the fun without him, and we will make up for it probably tomorrow. Paragen relative to community. So one thing I have with the Launchpads, which let me get my sketchpad out, because my favorite tool, right? Ooh, secret information. Let me just hide that real quick. So one of the things that I think is important is that you have all these Launchpads, right? And they each all have different tiers. So here we're on tier 2, tier 6, tier 8, right? Out of the 10 tiers that they have. One thing that you have to consider is obviously we take into consideration the height of the allocation, right? On each Launchpad, how much allocation do we actually get per pad? So this one might be high for the amount of tokens that we have. So this is weighted against the value of the tokens. This one might be low, right, against the value invested, and this one might be normal against the value invested. So that's one thing. How much allocation do you get per token? One thing that is important, that Paragen is quite new. So it's very much likely that this platform gets more demand, your allocation rate will go down, which means that if you double down right now, you might get more allocation in the short term, yet less allocation in the long term because it's a new pad. In that period, you can still very much leverage that to get higher allocations, right? But the question mark is, how long will that be? Will it therefore go up or will it therefore go down in terms of your value? Only time will tell. With your more established launchpads like Communities specifically, your 1 million Communities tokens, I don't know how much that specifically is, but I assume something like 4K or 40K in value. I haven't done the calculation. But what's specifically important here is that they use a weighted average, right? The weighted average calculation to basically see how much allocation you get relative to the group. But they have a very different audience than you are, I would say, what we do in Digits Club specifically, with where we have more purchase power, right? Which is something to take into consideration. So the purchase power is definitely important. We have about 100 COM tokens here. You basically get guaranteed allocation from 48 cents. So if you buy COM token with a 48 cents, you get guaranteed allocation. Yet you have 1 million, which in that case is $5,000, right? So we're talking about this one, 4K, 5K, yes? So the question is it smart to move it like so? One thing I'm wondering about, actually side question, is your Flame token, right? Your fire starter. I made a video this morning specifically covering Flame as well. There's very little movement on this token. So where Communities actually has launches, Paragen has launches. When we go to Firestarter, and I don't know if the tokens are locked or the details regarding those tokens for you, Legends of Illumnia is probably their biggest launch that they have been expecting. It's not there yet. It hasn't been there. There's no announcements on when it's coming, right? They are probably the type of project that are going to wait during the bears. They have had some FUD. I know that because one of their other games, basically the team behind Legends of Illumnia is notorious for building MMORPGs and then abandoning them after 2 years, which is usually not the idea of an MMORPG. You like consistently build on the foundation, and like one hotfix a month is not building on your foundation. They got Crypto Citizen. I don't know much about this. They got Collection, and that's it, right? So this one is TBA. This one is on the Binance Smart Chain. Okay, maxed out on Flame, currently down 50%. Yeah, and that's the risk of these Launchpads. So basically, that would mean that Flame cannot be fixed. I would never recommend taking such a big loss on a Launchpad, and rather just wait for the market to go up again to basically secure your position back, and hopefully wait for them to improve. I think I heard something about their restructuring of their tiers, which I think is extremely important because their tier system is mad retardation in general, right? So Anypad, obviously, you can also not get rid of because it's worthless at this point. So you're kind of stuck. So I think if you would consider upping Paragen, I wouldn't. Basically, not even because of they both launch equal projects, and I would spread the risk, right? I would spread the risk. Paragen is new, it's doing great. But what if there's some FUD for some kind of reason and it's not doing great? You don't want your bags all to go down, sink, because you put everything in Paragen. I hope that makes sense. Some water is needed. Did I sell my Vulcan? Did somebody ask that? I did sell my Vulcan. I made about $2,500 on that trade. Not as much as I was hoping, but at least I got my profit after waiting. So had to wait 2.5 weeks, something like this. Made about $2,500. Not bad. It was definitely the best thing to go through the downward trend. And that's basically something that I'm looking to teach right now or show. And I want to basically keep repeating over the months, years to come, is that you have to zoom out and be patient, because you all a bunch of impatient cunts, right? How that works is that, oh my God, you know, $16, then it drops to $8, $7. And you might buy in along the way, right? $13. It goes up, you miss the point, it goes down. But what you have to consider is zoom out just a little bit. If you look at the month pattern, if you look at the 7-day pattern, well, 7 days not, but month, 3 months, there are several ups and downs. The literally only thing you have to do is look for a low. Right, and I found the low, at least I thought I did, at about 990. I don't even know when that was anymore. That's like, right now it's the 25th. So there was maybe somewhere here, right? 990, something like this. So it was about 2 weeks, and then it went down more, and everybody's like, oh my God, you made a mistake, you lost all your money. And I was just like, shut the fuck up. Just be patient. Why? Not because I'm cocky, not because I've been here for so long, because I haven't, right? But I can just open my fucking eyes and read the chart, and I can just see the same pattern, up, down, up, down, up, down. It repeats itself. We're not going into a crypto winter. It's unlikely to happen. And oh, no shit, what happens? It pumps to $10. And oh, what happened right now? $10.50. All you had to do is wait 2 weeks, right? Everybody is so focused on, oh my God, everything is going up 10% right now. Let me just hop in. You're too late. Right, that's why the thing was to buy right here when everybody was saying like, oh my God, Vulcan is going to $6. It's not. The thing is, the people that scream about the price going down 99% of time is people who have no fucking money anyway. Right, so they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They have no knowledge about shit. It's like, oh yeah, I read the technical analysis chart, Fibonacci this, Fibonacci that. It's all good, mate. Like, use the knowledge you have to your advantage. It's not my thing, and yet I still made a good profit. Yeah, but you could have made more money. But that's not your concern, mate. That's my concern, right? So all in all, 2.5K, easy money for a 2-week hold. You can hold until whatever point you want to make that profit. But definitely, of course, I had my sell target at $12, I think, $12.50, something like this, which I didn't wait until that point because I needed the Ethereum for the Imposters mint, right? So the Imposters mint is coming up on the 28th, which is in 3 days from now. And I'm going to mint 5 Imposter NFTs. So I'm going to spend 5 Ethereum on NFTs because I have several Neo Tokyo citizens that got a whitelist, and I have also a Superfarm Genesis pool shark that gives me a whitelist. Thetan Arena. Price is trashed. Think something should happen to supply. Haven't looked at it. Let's have a look. How the fuck do you type it? Thetan. Why is it such a difficult name? Just type Arena. Yeah, there we go. 3 months. Ooh. Okay, interesting. So basically, obviously, this was one of the first mass adoption games, right? So you have to take that in consideration. Basically, pushing all the way until $19, I think even $20. At $20, it would have a market cap of 2 billion, fully diluted, that being 8 billion, right? Value realistic point of view wise, not that realistic, right? For what it is, they have a good game. They have tons of players, right? Tons of active players. They have good trade volume as well, even in the bearish market. They don't have that many centralized exchanges. Just basically Gate is the only one notable, and not even, it's like a B type, and this is like a C type centralized exchange. Yeah, so do they have a tremendous opportunity? Yes. If they cut supply with a burn, what happens is they artificially pump the price. So that's fine as an investor, but that's also not what you really want, because that's like artificial behavior. You would want the market to work naturally, right? So that price in like the short term, that the volatility that you see right now, even 80 cents, 77 cents, this would be like something like a good long-term position that would bring good opportunity for the bull market, right? Where you have like an established product, an established game with many gamers. So it's very much unlikely that this would not lead like a top 20, top 30 role in the next bullish pattern that would be coming. Although it's not doing much right now, something to consider at least, because you can imagine that a lot of people sold with losses on the way down, right? That's why it also, well, took such a huge nosedive. And now it's in like that red pattern where you definitely know, even from all time, it's basically below the listing price right now, which is sad for such a big mover in the crypto space. Okay. So yeah, Good Games Guild is actually quite funny that you ask about this, because, well, look at this, right? So it's definitely nothing what it should be, but in my opinion, it's also nothing what a guild should be. So they obviously have the brand, but now they have like the guild, the scholarships, but how many scholars do they have? What does it really function as a guild? They have 1,000 gamers, right? 1,000 gamers. Unix has 5,000 gamers, and it's a way smaller guild as a brand, right? But this is only as 1,000 gamers. They, in my opinion, differentiated way too early. It's focused on money, not focused on being the best guild, right? So they have Metaversepad, which is a launchpad, which they added to build out an ecosystem focused on the money, which is fine, but the guild could still be expanded, and it's not expanding as fast because it only has 1,000 scholars, right? Or 1,000 gamers, that's what they call them. And 400 new gamers this month. So how many got dropped from the actual core? Many, right? They have a lot of partnerships, but these partnerships are likely because of their brand, not because of what they actually perform with their scholars. And they have something called Good Games Labs. I don't even know what that is. It doesn't even have SSL on the website, but it appears to be an incubator. Good Games Labs invest in technical teams that build and support the decentralized web. So it's like their venture capital branch, I assume, which again gives the differentiation. So basically they invest into projects, and then they add them to their guild. So they're definitely looking more towards working with their ecosystem, managing their ecosystem, growing their ecosystem, than solely focused on their gaming guild, right? And I mean, we see some cool games here, right? Don't get me wrong, but we also see Killbox, Monopolist. Those are games that I have invested in, and they're shit games, right? So all in all, there's no tier 1 game on this list, I think. Let me see. I like Duelist King, but still, it's still a card game, so it sucks. Yeah, there's literally not a. Yeah, Pegasus is nice. So I would say Pegasus is the only nice one on this list. All the other games are shit, right? Or Dope Wars. I like the idea of Dope Wars, but in practice, it's also not really that. But all in all, you know, yeah, not super bullish on this. Their Launchpad, I think you need to stake Good Games Guild token to get access to Metaversepad. But I'm not too keen on Launchpads that are Launchpads second, right? Because Good Games Guild is a guild, and Metaversepad is basically not a separate team. It's basically Good Games Guild, right? If you look at, they are very transparent about the races and stuff, how much they've done and everything, how many participants, so you can calculate the average allocation. But definitely, yeah, less bullish on this. I did look at it before when it was just coming out, but I just don't like the games that they're launching. I think they're all low quality games, which I'm myself looking more into. I don't want to say high quality, but at least a little bit higher quality, just to make sure that what we actually consider to be good games for the Good Games Guild and what we invest in actually has some potential. And I don't think Bullaverse has high potential. I don't think Karmaverse is a whole ecosystem anyway, launched way too early. So I don't think that's that interesting. Animal concerts on Anypad. Let's go to Anypad, have a little look. Launchpad. I'm on the Ethereum blockchain. Okay, Binance Smart Chain. Okay, so Supernova is not even filled on the private pool, and the public pool also not filled. So I think I didn't even fill out the whitelist. I should say you're not in whitelist because I'm pretty sure I'm whitelisted. Because they whitelisted all the stakers. Yeah, then I stake my tokens, but I'm not going to participate anyway. I haven't researched it, to be fair. That's why I haven't even looked at it. I've been mad busy. But this one, see, I'm not whitelisted because I didn't fill out the whitelist. So I can only join the public. Yeah, Animalia, but Animalia has been postponing for so fucking long. I did the Animalia private sale, and I did that private sale on Anypad actually. So I did the private sale on Anypad. Well, hang on, that was my first sale on Anypad, I believe. Look, private sale Anypad, your quota is right here, $500, mate. That was so fucking long ago. When was that? Does it say a date? No, it doesn't say a date, but that was so fucking long ago. I think that was like fucking October. So it's been fucking almost 6 months. Mad. And it's a fucking card game, so fuck card games in general anyway. I fucking hate card games. Somebody comes to me with a card game, bearish. Bearish, big time. Fuck card games. Let's have a look. Okay, yeah, so fuck card games. Which upcoming projects are you most interested in currently? That's funny. Not that many, actually. Basically, because I've been. So I like Gunzilla. I like Gunzilla, but that has been out for a while, right? So Gunzilla is something that I like. But I've been looking more into like seed opportunities, that kind of thing, like being like hella early, because the launchpads and all are cool, but it's more like for a bull market kind of thing, right? So with the games, if we go to like the category of games and like the different options that we have, so cryptocurrency categories, then we pick up gaming. I'm more looking at the moment not into new launches, but more into like existing projects. So definitely I will do once the projects go live, in terms of more projects, more bullishness, more higher market sentiment, 50K plus, 55K plus. Then I think the guilds will become huge again. So I'll definitely do a spread across the guilds. What else do we have? I like Krabada, but it's on the Avalanche blockchain, which I don't like. Netvrk, where's Netvrk? So yeah, Sidus is pumping. Somebody said you something. Sidus is getting pumped by a Russian blogger with 5 million followers on Instagram. He's trending in Russian crypto community. Won't be surprised if it dumps again in the next 24 hours. Fuck Sidus as well. Just saying. Way too much hype. Ooh, Solcheck's almost at 2 cents. When it hits 2 cents, I'm going to sell my last batch of tokens. Maybe 2.5 cents. Or maybe should I hold long term? Maybe it might go to the moon one day. Probably not. Probably I'll dump. Where's the Netvrk token? I think it's on the second page because it doesn't have a confirmed market cap. Aspo still down. NFT Worlds, slight pump. Nakamura Games, down. Cryo War, bullish. Although I bought it $1, fucking got wrecked. All part of the game. With Sadia, where the fuck is Netvrk? Perhaps I just have to type it in because otherwise it will be too long. I haven't checked it, but I have been looking at the land. I'm quite bullish on the land. Yeah, it's recovering decent. Not too crazy, but yeah, it definitely did see in the bullish pattern some hype. So definitely long-term bullish on Netvrk, what it has accomplished so far. Any thoughts on Becker? I know he's inside us, among other things. Also with Mr. Beast, pretty impressive list of partners, investors, sick pump in the last 24 hours. No, fuck Sidus, that's one thing. What I think about Alex Becker, I think Alex is great. Just look through the character. I see him in Neo Tokyo all the time as a serious person with some good input, with a lot of experience and a lot of connections. So I don't have anything bad to say about Becker. The same thing, I don't have anything bad to say about Elliot. The same thing, I don't have anything bad to say about Gunzilla. You know, you got to understand the business components of what they're trying to achieve. What you want as a person might not be what they want, right? Or what they want to portray. So if you understand that Gunzilla launches launchpads and not actual projects 99% of the time, then it's fine. If you understand that Alex Becker runs a business to make money and not to entertain everybody, then that's fine, right? And those things, it doesn't mean it can't still be valuable. What is this animal concerts? I don't know. It sounds stupid though. Yes, I have seen Dogami because I covered that in a YouTube video very, very early. Dogami game, Dogami crypto, we should maybe say. But the fuckers didn't even index my video. I was one of the first ones to cover Dogami. That's not loyal. I should be there, but I'm not there. Maybe is NFT game? Nope. See, they skip my ass. You know why? Because they hate Colin digits, not loyal. But I made a video on it. I think it's interesting for a different market. So I definitely think it's interesting for primarily younger, perhaps female style audience. Has a good mass adoption feature being on the phone, but I also think it's quite boring, right? So this is not something, I see the potential. It's like a Tamagotchi style game. Entertain the dog, feed the dog, do whatever with your virtual dog. You would only be a no-life person and do this if you don't have a fucking real dog, right? So any child is bitching for a dog and you don't want to give them a dog, you basically give them a Dogami. I think that's basically how it works. Their marketplace is live, which I haven't seen yet. Okay, so the dogs look quite ugly. Yeah, they use that square design, which I don't like, but they are XTZ, which is basically it's on the XTZ blockchain. I have not heard about that, so let's see how Does it show like a US dollar amount? Yeah. So these dogs are fucking expensive. Holy fuck. Okay. This is supposed to be a German Shepherd. Doesn't look anything like a fucking German Shepherd, mate. Hang on. Because this is obviously, if you're a dog lover, then you're gonna cry right now. Because we all know that this is a fucking German Shepherd. Yeah? And Dogami just raped the design by saying this is a fucking German Shepherd. That's mad. It's nothing near a German Shepherd. Look at the fucking ears. Look at these fucking ears. These are down. Fucking German Shepherd has his ears up, you dickhead. Unless, obviously, it's a puppy. At least this looks like a Rottweiler. That's true. Wow, $2,500. Fuck. But you can breed them, right? And make puppies and then sell the puppies. We could basically start a Digits Club puppy mill, or what's it called? Yeah, something like that. A puppy mill. And then just sell fucking puppies and make like a whole fucking system out of it. But the husky looks more like a wolf. Yeah, not too fan of the artwork. I think the artwork is important and I'm not feeling it, specifically because of the square design, which I don't like. And then most of these dogs, they don't look like the breeds. Overpriced, but I do see that the crypto audience would hype this. The problem with this is that it needs longevity. Let me explain. So a $2,000 dog, you want your kid to play this game, you're gonna give them like 10, 25 bucks to play this game, right? Nobody can buy a $1,000 dog. So now all these dogs need to breed. You need to breed down the levels until they become affordable, which if it's 2,000, with 8,000 items and only 3,725 owners, then it's very much likely that these need to breed down to probably like 100,000 before they become like $100 a pop, right? Or the project needs to turn to shit before that happens. So the mass adoption that they have, probably they're still developing so they don't care, would take a long time. Yeah, Dogami, not super bullish. I like the idea though. Respect it. Definitely respect it. Man, I always wonder, you know, how can I go on camera and talk so much shit? But still, it's been 15 minutes. I'm just a chatty person, I guess. Just chatty, having a good time with my friends. Although I'm the only one talking. Sometimes I feel kind of sad that I'm the only one talking. Is Pierce here? Pierce, you want to say something? To break the awkward silence? No? Okay. They released a token as well. Let's look at the token. What's a token called? Is the token also called Dogami? Yes, Doga. That's an unfortunate name. All right, so the token pumped indeed to about, I think the token did quite well because I think the IDO price was really low. So that's definitely a good return. And still quite low volume, but look at that fully diluted market cap. So the circulating supply, I'm quite home. I'm in the office just listening. Pissed. That's no support. I'm in the office as well. We got to support each other. Oh, but you're working, right? Oh, you're a double agent. I got you. So they basically only listed on on Gate, but it's also on the Tesla's contract. So I don't know if they can use basically other DEXs for that. I'm not familiar with this blockchain. I'm not familiar with the token that they use in their marketplace either, or the blockchain. But I do see this as an interesting project. I'm just not as interested in it. And that's basically the whole thing right now. There's so many fucking projects, even in the bearish market, the bearish sentiment right now. Once we turn more bullish, there will be even more projects. So you really have to cherry pick. You can't really be everywhere. So the personal preference of the team, tokenomics, personal preference is definitely important. So there we go. Happy? I actually have it on my phone in dark mode, but apparently on my screen. To be fair, I rarely use CoinMarketCap on my desktop. So I always use my phone if I want to check something, as we all should. Yeah, bullish on Digitspad, me too. I'm patiently waiting. Yeah, dark mode just feels better. It's more relaxed. Anyway, Digitspad, bullish. New access passes, bullish 1 week, and everything should come out. And then also the characters. I've been discussing it with the team, the avatars, the PFPs, what we can do, if this is something we want to do. And there are major discussions with the teams going on right now to see where this might end up. Yeah, so that's basically everything we're working on. That's basically everything I wanted to discuss with you guys today. I will definitely get in touch with Machi to make sure we pick up that AMA, because I know you guys want to talk with him, and I know for sure I want to intro him to you guys. So probably that will move to tomorrow and we'll get that done. So for now, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.